Welcome back, guys. Thanks for tuning back into the channel. I'm posting on a different day today. It's easier, works out to be easier to do it on Wednesdays instead of Tuesdays, so I think that's when I'm going to start doing it. So I'm not really going to do a whole bunch today, give you a quick walkthrough of some new things I've got, and yeah, so stay tuned. Alright, so real quick, I'll start off here showing you. I went to a plant sale on Saturday, this past Saturday, and it was something that my local city was putting on, and University of Florida, and I got some new plants. And right here, one there and one there, I got a couple blackberries. One of the things in the grocery row garden that David the Good talks about is growing things like berries. So I got some blackberries and I put them in. Just put those in last night, and hopefully they will do well. They're ones that are supposed to do well here in Florida, so hopefully they will. These pear tomatoes are starting to get big. This one's getting particularly big. That's why I went ahead and caged it. I got to get some more of those cages, but I got the other ones are doing well also. And over here I had planted some sweet potato, like the little just baby sweet potatoes that I had, and I also planted some okra and some more pear tomatoes. The okra is coming up, and so are the pear tomatoes. Now there's going to be some spots where I'm going to have to get rid of them because they're too close, but the sweet potatoes haven't come up yet, but they will. I mean, I don't know why I'm even trying, because the rabbits will just eat them, but hey, you know, trying to have ground cover out here. Over here, these snake beans seem to be doing a lot better. I've tied most of them up just to get them started, and then there's a couple that are starting to climb on their own now. See, that one needs to be up more, but yeah, the past couple days I haven't had any flowers to pollinate, but there's probably at least 10 to 12 pumpkins in here. So and some of them are actually look like they're starting to ripen already. So once you pick them, it's good to let them sit. I don't remember how long. I want to say it's a few weeks to let the flavor kind of mature. They call it curing. So that's what we will do. But you can use them right away. It's not like it's not gonna hurt you or anything to use them right away. I'm just concerned about these vines because the leaf roller caterpillars, which I think that's actually what they're called, not silkworms, but the leaf rollers have just devastated it. You can see right there. I have had them so bad this year. I've never had them as bad in the previous years as I've had them this year. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know what the problem is. We can see how it's running all the way over here. I see some flowers that are going to become female flowers, but like there's one over here right there that looks like it's rotting before it even has gotten mature. So I don't know. I don't think the vines are particularly healthy this time around, and I think it's because of the damage possibly from those leaf rollers. Like I said, they've been absolutely awful this year. Here's the okra that I planted here, and I'm starting to get okra. As you can see, there's one, there's another one, there's a couple on this one, there's one on that one with a flower. I love okra flowers, they're so pretty. Okra is related to hibiscus, so that's why you may look at that flower and say that looks like hibiscus. Well, it's a relative of hibiscus. I've spread some lawn cuttings around the base here. Now my goal is to, to start mulching all along. So I'll use anything like, lawn clippings are good. Like I said in previous videos, you want to let them get nice, and you see how this is totally dead, just brown. You don't want to do it necessarily fresh from when you mow the lawn, because you could have seeds like grass seeds, weed seeds, stuff like that in there, and if you come and spread it in your garden, you'll just have grass and weeds popping up all along. So this Everglades tomato plant has gotten massive. These things right here were one of those things that I bought thinking, well, maybe I could use that instead of a tomato cage. Not worth the money. It doesn't do anything, as you can see. So I'm just letting this kind of sprawl. I've cut it back some to keep it out of the middle of the walking path, but it's doing really, really well. This is the best I've had Everglades tomato. This plant looks the best that I've had, and it almost got eaten up by I did earlier on find a hornworm on it, but I caught it in time. So now I gotta find, there is a tomato growing on here, and I've heard that, there it is right there, there's actually a couple, but I've heard that once they start to grow, it's kind of like, sounds like kind of like the yellow pear tomatoes. Once it starts to make fruit, it just all of a sudden takes off and makes a ton of fruit. So this one looks terrible because of the, not just hornworms. It survived a hornworm attack, but it also survived a leaf roller attack. But it has a couple of fruit popping up there. So, and the Mexican sunflowers are looking great, as far as I can tell. They look happy. They're getting thick. I've never grown them before, so someone may look at that and go, actually, they don't look too good, but looks good to me. My cranberry hibiscus, I don't know what the problem is, why it's like it was going up and then it sunk down and now it's going up again, but it looks healthy. The leaves are a good vibrant red. It's gotten a lot thicker, put on a lot more leaves. So unfortunately, if we have any frosts, it will knock it back. So that's pretty much all that's going on in the garden. Now, I also bought, not at the plant sale, but I bought from a place up in the panhandle of Florida. It's called Just Fruits and Exotics. They have a website. They have a ton of stuff, and they do ship, which that's what I did because it would take me hours to get up to the panhandle. But over here where the beans are, what I'm going to do, I bought a couple of, they're called sunshine, oh man, what are they called? They're a type of blueberry that do well here, and they're a southern high bush variety. I don't remember, it's sunshine something or sunlight something, but I have that, and I have the one that I bought from a local farmer here who was selling his business, which is either I think it's an emerald variety, which is another southern high bush. But I'm going to come in here and I'm going to put them along here. That's not a ton of room, but I think that it'll be okay. I can kind of move the vine back some here, but I think it'll be okay, and I can keep them trimmed, of course. But I want them next to each other because the southern high bush varieties need, you got to have at least two for them to pollinate. So, because I had thought about putting like one over here and two over there, but I want them to be right next to each other so that they can actually, it's not as much of an effort to pollinate. So let me show you real quick. I'll show you the other plants I'll show you the blueberries, which I need to get in the ground ASAP, and I'll show you the other plants that I bought at the plant sale. Real quick here, we got these guys will be ready before too long. Key limes don't get very big. I read that, because this is my first time growing key limes, I've read that key limes get to about 2 inches in diameter, maybe 2.5 inches in diameter, when they're ready to be picked. And with limes, going by size is a pretty good indicator, because limes, actually, I also read that if you leave them past the time for them to be picked, they will turn yellow, and they're still edible, but they don't taste good. So you actually pick limes early, and you kind of have to go by size and kind of by color, because you look at, is it, it's with key limes, it'll be kind of a lighter green, but it's best, I think, to go by size. Just some information there. Anyways, this is one of the things I bought there. I hope that it does okay. I need to get it in the ground soon as well, because it's just kind of in rough shape. This is a persimmon. This is a Ichi Persimmon. The ones that look like tomatoes to me, but they're non-astringent, which means that they're the ones that you can basically pick and eat as soon as you pick. You don't have to wait for them to get mushy, because they don't. The ones that are astringent, you have to wait for them to go almost to just like a jelly, mushy texture when you eat it. Otherwise, it will suck all the moisture out of your mouth. But those you do not. You can eat them when they're hard, and they still have a good flavor. But you can see it's not, the leaves don't look very good. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if it's a fungus. I don't know what it is. But none of them really look that good. I bought one. I'm gonna try to nurse it back to health. You can see where it was grafted right there, right here. And this is a fig tree. This is a Black Mission fig. So hopefully I can get a couple varieties of figs going. Hopefully, I did not check the before I bought. I know the persimmon will be fine. They do well here. I don't know if the Black Mission fig, I might be pushing the zone a little bit, but we're going to give it a shot. It was, I want to say, like maybe $12, something like that. It wasn't that expensive, so that's why I'm like, we'll give it a shot. And here I've got lettuce coming up, and I need to come through and thin it out. So I just come in and find, what I do is I start off with whichever ones are the smallest, and I get rid of those first, and then let them keep growing, and then again, whichever ones are the smallest, take those out. So like here, come in here, find, he's not very big, and just come along and thin it out that way. And then you keep thinning until you get, now you can eat these, you can eat microgreens, and microgreens are actually very nutritious, but I'm not going to. I'm just thinning these out because I want actual lettuce. And this was a variety pack. I think it's primarily leaf lettuce, which leaf lettuce grows the best here in Florida as far as lettuce goes. If you're wanting to try a lettuce variety, the red leaf lettuce, green leaf lettuce, they do the best. They can take more heat, because you can grow really any kind of lettuce. The problem is if it's too hot, it'll bolt really quickly, and then once it bolts, it doesn't taste good anymore. And when I say bolt, I mean it goes to flower. And the object is, you don't want, you want it to, it'll always bolt no matter what, it will always try to bolt because that's how it reproduces. But what you're wanting to do is delay that as much as possible. But the heat makes it bolt a lot faster. So that's why leaf lettuce just seems to do the best here. It bolts the slowest. But yeah, I'll have to do this some more. But just come along in here, and because I planted, you can kind of see in the pattern, I planted a line here, a line here, and a line there. So just have to go through and thin them out, and it gives the other ones more room to grow. Thin them out again, and you'll wind up with big plants. And here are the other blueberries that I bought. They really need to get in the ground, but here, this is a, there you go right there. Just Fruits and Exotics, and that's their website. Sunshine Blue, that's right. Sunshine Blue is the name of the variety, and like I said, I'm pretty sure this is an emerald variety, but all three of them are southern highbush, so they can cross-pollinate. So that's about all for now. Thanks for tuning in again. I always appreciate it, and I will be back next week. I'm going to start doing these on Wednesdays, because like I said, Tuesdays were just too things were going on Tuesday mornings that made it too difficult to get done and come out and film. So I'm gonna start doing it on Wednesdays. That way I've got more time. And sorry, I know you're just looking at my sweet potato here, but I'm getting some of these things right here are really annoying. I don't really know what they are, but they're really annoying. They get all in here, they get all in the garden, they get everywhere. But yeah, this sweet potato is doing really well. I think this is just, I don't remember if I planted multiple slips. I think I just put one in here, but I've just been wrapping it around because I don't want it to get out on the ground and invite in rodents or rabbits of any kind. But it's doing well. This is another thing that you can eat the leaves as well as the roots. To see how it tries to come out here, so I just take and I wrap them in there, and he'll come around and he'll pop out again, and I'll just keep wrapping it around. And there's the spring onions in the middle there. But I'm just trying to get sweet potatoes because I love sweet potatoes. They're a great calorie crop to grow here. Most of all, I love them. But yeah, rabbits are a nemesis when it comes to sweet potatoes, just so you know. But anyways, thanks for watching. I'll be back next week, and I appreciate it, and see you then.